Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but the turbos are way louder. All right, I'm back. So currently in the middle of the next E34 video. I'm currently trying to 3D scan my engine bay, but I ran out of RAM. So we're gonna work on another project that I had in the back of my head, and there was not a responsible adult around to tell me to not do it. So we're back on my daily driver. It is a BMW 535i with a N54, and my problem right now is that I want to hear the turbo noises, and I don't really hear them a whole lot. So we're going to try to make a... Okay, so the GoPro died because, of course, it did. So what's our plan? This is what we're going to try to do. So my plan is I'm going to take my stock diverter valve, because don't really need it because we have a tile blow-off valve or an eBay one. And I cut the tubing off of one of them and then use the elbow to put a 1-inch heater hose on. And my goal will be to put it on this original stock location and put it inside the box for the cabin filter. Now, is that a good idea? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. That's a lot of what this channel is just me having a journey of self-car discovery. So I guess we will figure that out. In terms of, also quick Q-tip here. A lot of the times when you go to a aftermarket blow-off valve on an N54, you have to delete the stock diverter valves. They make caps for these. You can get caps for that a whole lot cheaper. You can look on Amazon or Myers. This outlet is 1 inch, and you can order a 1-inch chair leg and just pop it on there, and I've been driving that for over a year without a problem. So there you go. There's your free Q-tip of the day. So in theory, this should all work fairly well. I mean, at the worst, it will sound the same, and at the best, maybe I'll get some turbo noises. All right, so let's talk some theory. What exactly am I doing here? I'm taking a tube from my intake path and putting it into the box for the cabin filter. Now, this is what you might call a sound tube or a induction tube, and actually quite a number of OEM cars have these, especially Toyotas for some reason, and it helps you get the engine note into the cabin of the car so you can actually hear it. One of the more frustrating things about my $300 N54 is that it almost never sounds turbocharged. It makes 15 pounds of boost, but if you're in the car with the windows up, you would never know it. It's incredibly quiet. So I want to have some noise, but I don't want it to be like super obnoxious all the time. So hopefully I'm not overdoing it with the way that I'm going about it. So the question that some people might ask is, will this produce a check engine light? Obviously I haven't driven it yet because this is still being filmed before I've heard it, but in theory, it shouldn't. The spot that I'm using for my intake tube is actually off of where the diverter valves would recirculate air back before the turbos, and there's no sensors there. The N54 is completely map-based, not math-based, and so what that means is that there's no mass airflow sensor counting the amount of air going into the engine. There is only the two pressure sensors, one in the intake and one in the charge pipe. And also, we're not losing any boost doing this because this is on the intake side of the turbo. So the noises that will be produced will be air being sucked in through this tube and then going into the turbo. But overall, this is a fairly straightforward mod. All right, so about to go on our test drive, and then of course the microphone battery died. So So in theory, this should all work fairly well. I mean, at the worst, it will sound the same, and at the best, maybe I'll get some turbo noises. All right, so in the car, we're gonna test and see if it actually sounds like something. I need gas, so this is the perfect opportunity for it. So prop the GoPro up somewhere and put the mic somewhere, put the mic in the same place it was before, up there, and hopefully we can actually hear something. All right, so straight away, the turbos are quite noticeably louder, and that's good. That's actually what I was going for. I at least want to be able to hear them when I'm driving. I don't want them to be like super obnoxious, but that's great. I love that. So this is a pretty good cheap little mod. If you have somewhere to pass the hose through the firewall, or if you want to cut the hole in your cabin filter box like I did, overall it was literally probably $25 a part. It was like a $10 or $15 filter on Amazon, $3 worth of hose, and that was it. I just reused the fitting from my stock diverter valve, and I mean, we have this now. I mean, it sounds amazing. It reminds me of my friend's Jetta, which made me want to get a turbocharged car. The Spool is just really good. And then also, I like how you can hear the blow-off valve action. That's pretty cool too. Yeah, the sound is so much better, and especially when you consider in the before and after comparison. I just noticed this. In the before and after comparison, I ran the first test with no AC, and I actually have the air running. So that just shows how much louder but that just shows, I mean, how much louder, and how that just shows how effective this induction or this sound tube really is. All right, so I would call that a success. I did a $25 mod to my, I almost said my E34. So I did a $25 mod to my daily driver while I'm waiting for, of course, parts to arrive for the E34, and I think it turned out pretty sick. So hopefully, promising myself at least, because nobody else watches these videos, that our next video will be on the E34, because we will be able to finish 3D scanning that engine bay. So if that's something you're interested in, like, comment, subscribe. Bit by the biggest mosquito in all of history. Oh my God. All right, so if that is something that you would like to see, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.